and hello, and thank you for staying. I know some of you will be getting hungry, but I would really like to thank the organisers of this very important National Suicide Prevention Conference. And I'd also like to thank you for inviting me here as a keynote. We'll be talking to the PowerPoint, but there is a copy of the paper available to anyone afterwards. Please come to our desk and ask. Suicide comes in many forms, but in this address, I would like to talk to you about the death of creativity and how nourishing children's art can help overcome despair, which is facing so many of our young people globally. I will talk how we, the human beings, are the creative species on planet Earth, and how the world around us is eroding our artistic talents. And I would like to leave you with a question: when did you last do something original? Then I will talk about the foundation which I founded and represent, the New Zealand Children's Art Houses, which have now spread around the world, which enable children to develop their individual artistic experiences and become creative, contributing community citizens. And I will challenge the education system, which has squeezed the authenticity out of our creative youngsters in its drive for standardized goals. But to start with, I would like to share this little book with you. I have written it, O Kumoimoia, the dream which is bigger than I am, and directed the short film which has been produced as New Zealand's contribution to the World Children's Festival taking place shortly in Washington, involving up to 100 countries. This is our contribution. It's available for you. It was written after 50 years of experience in creative education. The book and the film were produced as our contribution to this World Festival. I'm happy to tell you that 20 people from Kutureri are coming over to launch the film in Washington. And this festival, organized by International Child Art Foundation, has a theme. Mrs. Obama thought of it, but it's a creative mind in a healthy body. These two ingredients are essential to ensure a decreasing rate of suicide here and worldwide. The hero of this book comes close to suicide, but survives through the help of the community, educators, mentors, and a children's art house. The Children's Art House is the missing house and link in all our communities of the world. It is as sacred as a church. It is as important as a library or a museum. And it has two rules: love art and be kind. So here at this point, we will show you a brief preview of the film.
Hey, they can't draw like you. Hey?
I just had a chat with your teacher. He said you haven't been focusing on your lessons. You've been daydreaming all day. What you been daydreaming about? Art. How are you going to feed a family on art? How do you read it? Focus on your lessons at school. Don't daydream all day about art. Do you understand me?
The New Zealand Children's Art House Foundation is now considering its options in taking this film further into the public arena. And I hope it will be available for you and all your networks to sit down with children who are struggling with this issue about how to be creative and use their talents. But in the meantime, the novel has been produced here in Rotorua, and it's available today, especially for you, at a special price. I really urge you to take this book and read it with your children, your networks. It is loaded with so much to help. So why is sustaining creativity in young people important in terms of mental health and suicide? Our basic needs drive as young children is to get up, to explore, to discover, to invent. We are born with a great urge to play and to find delight and great joy from the new world into which we've arrived. If we want to whistle, to sing, to dance, we can, and we do. Mind you, when did you last hear whistling children along the street? We can trust the life process of learning and being and doing and sharing and caring when we are loved, because we are the creative species. By the time we are 3 years old, our cultures will be showing up very clearly in our art and song and dance. But if we sense that we are a bit different to those around us, if we don't like what we are seeing, if we do not feel safe, we begin the hiding process. We hide our originality. We hide our talents. We hide our dreams. And we may develop manipulating behaviors such as lying, pretending, inventing, or stealing. We do this to survive. Has anyone seen the latest version of Cinderella, the movie? It's received mixed reviews. The message of the Cinderella story is one of how, in situations of great anxiety, our reaction will be to start shutting down the very things which will develop us as vibrant, creative community contributors, human beings, the kind we need for the future. We learn to keep silent. When we cannot express our thoughts and truths, we become like Cinderella, sweeping the floor in silence. As one reviewer said of the current version of Cinderella movie, it runs contrary to the message of staying true to yourself. Quote, the film seems to rather fit in rather than stand out from its numerous predecessors. This push to fit a movie into a restricted template should be no surprise, because empathy and personalization, which are the fruits of the arts, are urgently needed to stabilize this out-of-kilter world. The world requires everything to be measured, objective, clinical. Are we all following preset rules? Is it possible to have growth without competition? Is it possible to have a world without rejects? Do all areas of our life need definition? And are children losing themselves before they know themselves? Much of the conversation we're having today, including at this conference, is around these following questions. What can children do to counteract the hardships they may be experiencing? Where can they go to ensure that the gifts, the promises and hopes are kept alive, no matter what's going on in the community around them? To quote the old Cat Stevens song, where do children play? Lucky children can go to a children's art house, but only if the community has set up one. And congratulations to Rotorua, who are setting up a children's art house in the gardener's cottage in the government gardens. I applaud what you are moving. It is a visionary thing to do. I'm sure everyone in Rotorua will be sending their kids to that house and keeping their children's dreams alive. There they can develop their individual artistic experiences, remain motivated, and find out about their unique talents, their inner you. They can be encouraged to focus on becoming a creative, contributing community citizen, using their precious talents for the good of all. So what is a children's art house? Children's art house requires mentors and advocates. They are absolutely essential for highly motivated young creators within our communities. And it's amazing where children find their mentors. It might be the milkman. You don't know. Every child's different. Every mentor is different. Their needs are different. It is not competition we need. It is cooperative organisations. Competitions mostly are set up by sponsors, corporates, wanting to push their theme and are so far removed from what is inside of the individual's children. We need to support the dreams of young children with these wonderful, enthusiastic teachers, and clapping and cheering in their own house, at their own pace, at their own level, in their own time, on their own theme. They are not here to do what has been done before. They are not here to do our art. We only need to provide a permanent standalone space for young people to work on their dreams and aspirations in warmth, in safety, and with validation. The Children's Art House becomes a stabilising factor in a young creator's life. And one of the spin-offs is that the Children's Art House ensure the development of all manner of future contributors and creators. We have seen children grow up to take flight, not only as artists. This is not about a picture on a wall. They can become architects, designers, writers, musicians, but through their own creativity, become environmentalists, visionaries, scientists, doctors, builders, and gardeners, and their dream will live on throughout their life. Much money and effort is put into physical fitness of this nation. Playing fields and reserves are funded. Art centres for children are not. What are we getting our children fit for? Fit to be creative, or treadmill fit in gyms for a life between virtual worlds which increasingly lack values and feed violence. The head, hands, heart connectedness of making by hand is a vital step in the foundation building of a balanced human being. The first casualty in education is authenticity. Lack of space for making mistakes becomes the most critical trap in education. Breaking prescribed formulas is often seen as promoting chaos, and chaos is unacceptable to the organised, systematized process of delivering education. Currently, we have a system where few are succeeding, and with subordinated roles for the mediocre, and total rejection for many who find they are mismatched to the announced norms. The relationship bombs and the character assassination of texting gossip are frequent in our culture of complaint. Hurting people hurt other people, and nursing hurt is poisonous. Around the big art house table, the children come and watch each other as they work. Seeing the situation from another perspective occurs as we train children to become curious, not furious, and to learn to apply grace. We teach that we have got nowhere to go but our imaginations, and that this is new territory, bringing new oxygen for our new generation. We encourage children that they are the drivers of a wonderful and magnificent road ahead. They are in advance of us, and we celebrate their efforts and dreams. And I have changed my theme song from "It is people, it is people, it is people" to "It is children, it is children, it is children." Creative children are what are going to ensure creative communities of the future. We need all the bright sparks we can get to translate the new world into sense for us. Our investment must be in creating new territories. We have nowhere to go, nowhere but our imagination for help. I have witnessed the children's art house's stabilising ability and its life-saving potential, and seen many wobbly children find happiness within themselves once they know that their talents are their lifelong friends, and that they are free to dream and develop them without criticism. Unfortunately, I have to return to Opotiki tomorrow morning for the launch of the film, Oku Moimoia, The Dream Which is Bigger Than I Am, at Kutareri Marae, where all the actors and the crew and the community have made this beautiful film as our contribution to the world. But I urge you to visit our stall, to look at this book, to talk to me while I am here. Share it with your networks, share it with your children and communities and friends. This is a very little book with a very big message. Thank you for inviting me here today.